I started with Bob Odenkirk and with his mother, Barbara Baer. Barbara anchored Bob's childhood home, driven by an inner warmth that, for whatever reason, seemed to elude Bob's father.
He was a mystery to me, and my dad is a mystery to me. He left the house when I was 15, and I met him again when I was 22, when he was dying.
Wow.
And we got to meet probably 5 or 6 times, and I could never sort it out. I just could not figure that guy out. I don't know what his deal was. My mom was the core of our lives. She loved having kids. She loved raising kids. She was supremely busy. She told me one day I did 15 loads of laundry.
Wow.
She was happy doing that. Kids entertained the heck out of her. She laughed at our antics all the time. She never laughed harder than when me and my brother Steve would start to fight, physically fight, which we didn't do often. But 4 times maybe in our lives, we went at each other, and nothing killed the fight more than my mom cracking up as hard as she did.
Bob came to me knowing that his mother has extensive roots in Ireland. And he told me that he grew up feeling deeply attached to that side of his ancestry. But we discovered that his mother also descends from a man who wasn't Irish. The story begins with the 1870 census for Chicago, where we found Barbara's great-great-grandfather, a French carpenter named Francois Fricker.
Well, I'm part French.
You're part French, without a doubt. Did you have
Never
any
heard
idea that you had French?
anything. No, nothing. Oh, I wish my mom could hear this. She would have loved this.
We don't know what drove Francois to immigrate, but records show that he left France sometime around 1853, and that his wife and their 5 children came over the following year, after auctioning off their home and virtually all of their possessions, likely to pay for their passage. These are your immigrant ancestors.
Yeah.
These are the people who brought this part of your family to America. What's it like to meet them?
I want to shake their hand and give them a hug and a kiss. It's moving because I am so thankful for the sacrifice that these people made. And if they could see what I've been given, this gift of this career and the people in my life, I think they'd be so proud, and I have them to thank for it.
They would be very proud, buddy.
Yeah. They'd also be like, what's a movie?
Francois and his family undoubtedly endured great hardships on their journey to America. But moving back one generation, we came to a man who endured even more. Francois's father, Jean-Jacques Fricker, was born in 1790. He's Bob's 4th great-grandfather, and we found military records showing that he was mustered into the French army in March of 1809, when he was still a teenager.
So wild. It's so wild.
And why is he going into the army? Want to take a guess?
He stole something.
No, close. Napoleon stole something and was about to try to steal more. It was the Napoleonic Wars.
Right.
By 1809, Napoleon had been emperor of the French for 5 years and had already fought several wars across Europe.
Yeah.
Conscription was a requirement for all young men in the French Empire. Otherwise, they would be considered deserters and bad things would have happened to them.
Wow,
so your
so-
4th great-grandfather didn't have much of a choice.
Yeah, Napoleon said, let's go.
Said, let's
Show
go.
up.
He was 18 years of age. Can you imagine going off to war at the age of 18?
Yeah, back then, any time, but that was blood and guts, man.
Bob is correct. His ancestor would see blood and guts very quickly. At the time, Napoleon had grand ambitions and was determined to dominate all of Europe. In early May of 1809, he captured Vienna, the capital of Austria, then set out to crush Austrian armies that lay just across the Danube River on the opposite shore. But that's where Napoleon's luck took a turn for the worse.
The French army, commanded by the Emperor Napoleon in person, has been totally beaten at Aspern and Essling by the Austrian army. On the 22nd at 4 a.m., the emperor thought the decisive moment was come and ordered his cavalry to charge and support the infantry. But the repeated charges of the cavalry could not pierce the center. The Emperor Napoleon, perceiving that his communication was threatened, hastened his retreat, leaving on the field of battle a great number of dead and wounded. Don't follow crazy people into war.
Your ancestor was there.
Wild.
What's it like to insert yourself in
Well,
world
you see
history?
paintings like this
Yeah,
all the time.
that's right.
You don't think, oh, that's my great-great-great-great-grandfather
No.
right there. But it is. It's somebody's great-great-great-great-grandfather.
Mm-hmm.